Hey guys, Tony here with OUINO Languages. OUINO version 3 is here. We've been working on this for over a year now. We started in September, so I'm really happy that it's here. And there's so many features in there, and we've added around 90 new lessons depending on the language. This is probably our biggest upgrade yet. I mean, we've added so many things in there, so I'll kind of slowly go through the different changes and try not to make it too long for you guys so you can get started really quick and enjoy the new program. So one of the first things you notice when you open the new program is that we've redesigned the program to be more easy on the eye. We've adjusted colors, and it's crazy how we designed this a few years ago, and like huge gradients were really popular and really flashy colors, but now it kind of looks old. So now designs are more like simple, so we've like toned down the gradients a bit and adjusted the background so they're more subtle and there's more focus on the images. So I think it's definitely better and it's easier to read, and probably just in a few years we'll have to redesign the whole thing again. It's just how it works, but right now I think it looks great, so that's one of the good things. Another thing you'll notice is that we've added around 90 new lessons throughout the program. So you'll notice when you open the menu that there's a little new icon on every new lesson, so it's really helpful to be able to find that new content when you open the program. Another thing you'll notice when you open the program is the addition of this Express Verbs module here. That's an entirely new module we made with over 150 verbs. So if you're familiar with the individual verb where it's one verb in multiple tenses, this works kind of similar, but instead of having one verb in many tenses, we have one tense per lesson, but with different verbs. So with a combination of individual verbs and express verbs, you really get verbs thrown at you from all angles. So I think it's really useful, and it was really necessary. We've added new tenses like the perfect tenses and the subjunctive in the Latin languages. We have over 250 verbs now, so it's getting a lot more complete. So yeah, so this express verbs section is awesome. And, of course, I'm preaching for my own choir here, but I think it's pretty good. Okay, so what's new here? Yes, so another big change is the addition of short stories. It took us a lot more work than we initially thought, but the results do pay off, I think. So yeah, so we wrote these 60 short stories because we really think that reading is very important when learning a language, but people don't really think about reading. People don't read even in their own language, pretty much. You know, we're more towards Netflix and that kind of stuff, but of course reading is really helpful when learning languages because you can actually see the words and take all the time you need to really analyze the sentence and kind of break it down. So we wrote these short stories just to give you a taste of how reading can be like and how helpful it can be. So we wrote these short stories with short sentences, and we divided it in short sections. So when you load these stories, you won't have a huge chunk of text. It will just be sentence by sentence. So you can see both sentences in the language you're learning and English at the same time. But yeah, so I really hope you like these short stories because they were a lot of work. Okay. So now let's look at the minor changes, things that were requested by a lot of our users in the past and that we decided to add in this new version. So one of them is the ability to go back directly to the last lesson that was loaded in the program. So let's say you were working on a lesson, but then you had to quit. The next time you load the program, it's going to ask you if you want to go back directly to that lesson. Another thing we added here on the main menu is a little settings button, and this is a global settings menu, so you can change the settings for all modules at once. So this is really helpful if you don't want to go change it in every module. Now, another popular request is a back button. I don't know why we didn't have that before. I have no excuse. We just didn't have a back button, but here it is. And then we fixed a few minor bugs. We made the exercises more random. We changed a few pictures and a bunch of other things you probably won't notice, but we did change them nonetheless. So yeah, so feel free to explore, and I really hope you like it. And if you do like the program, please let me know and please send us a quick message. We really like to hear the feedback of our users. And if you see any other things that you'd like to improve in the future, of course, we're always working on the program and we know there's always room for improvements. So if you have any suggestions, please contact us. We really like to have that kind of exchange with our users. And I'm the one speaking right now and I'm often the one answering emails and all, but there's an awesome team behind me and I couldn't have done this on my own, of course. We worked with great people and I really want to thank them as well for this upgrade, and thank you guys for sticking with OUINO even though we're a smaller company. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. So I won't take more of your time, and I wish you the best of luck, and I'm here if you have any questions. Have a good day.